YouTube, it's your boy Mike Valentine, a.k.a. Triggamke, the one and only. Y'all heard it here first. Realization can go a long way. Being oblivious to the world is tough once you realize that nothing has been done. I found out I was one lazy dude who never cared about my future, even though I used to be really anxious. They say the main goal is to be present, but how can I be present when I'm always thinking about what I want to become? I never understood that because I would always think about a version of myself that had everything. The cars, the girls, the house, the luxury. All of these thoughts were scary whenever I thought about it. But it wasn't the view itself, but the idea that I had to make some changes and act towards becoming the perfect me. So I was always hesitant, and that led to unawareness, which then led to laziness, which in turn led to frustration, depression, and anger. All the emotions you could possibly think of. So I had to make a change where I had to look at the face of fear and attack without worrying about the repercussions. A change where the idea of the perfect me had to be altered because it just wasn't realistic. All in all, some tweaks had to be made to my views and priorities, which then led me to changing my goals for the future. But what's the reason for all this? The change in plans, the change in views, the change in values. What's it all for? If I'm honest, I'm not totally sure. All I know is that I want to improve and aim for something in life. And I guess I'm aiming for a version of myself where I've reached my highest potential. So I just started working. I began to make sacrifices to become that. But what kind of sacrifices exactly had to occur for me to begin my journey to reaching my highest potential? Removing myself from party chats. I started taking action. I started waking up early to go to the gym. I started sleeping early, cooking meals, reading, and even applying myself in school. One of the leading causes of all these actions was the sacrifice of removing myself from all these party chats, whether on Xbox, Discord, or just socializing in general. I had to make this move because I was wasting time. I would use these party chats as a way to procrastinate. For instance, I'll be talking and we'll be laughing. Everybody in the chat was having a great time. But in the back of my mind, I was just thinking of why I was not doing anything else that could put me towards my goals. I felt like I was wasting so much of my life. Yeah, it sounds a little bit too serious, but it's true. I wasn't doing anything, and I was not too fond of that. Removing myself from these chats was one of the best things that I could have ever done because that was the start of me being more productive and trying to reach my goals. Yeah, it sounds a little silly, but I believe that this was holding me back. And if I believe something, I will believe it. You feel me? I'm assuming it's the right thing to do, so that's what I did. There are moments when I want to join the parties again, don't get me wrong, but then I always think to myself, would that be a great choice? And I don't think so. So I'm happy right now. Although there are times, like I said, that I want to talk to people, but then it's like, is this benefiting me or is it holding me back? So I don't join these chats. Sacrificing hours spent on gaming for more sleep. This is a sacrifice, but I still try to find some time to play video games more often. But yeah, I had to remove some hours of gaming because if I wanted to wake up early and go to the gym, I had to get more sleep and go to bed earlier. Just the other day, I went to bed at 1 in the morning and it wasn't because I was gaming or anything. I just couldn't sleep. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym. But that day specifically, I don't know how I managed to get there, honestly. I did not want to get out of bed. I wanted to go back to sleep. Everything in my body just felt tired. But you know, while I was in bed, I was just thinking and eventually told myself that I had to get up to make it easier for me in the future. That's exactly what I thought. So I got up. I didn't want to, but that little thought inspired me and motivated me just right there. However you want to think of it, it got me up and to the gym. I believe reassurance can help you a lot. You got to know why you're doing all this though. And I said millions of times, I'm just trying to be better. So that was my key motivation to make it easier for me in the future. I had to stop going out. I had to stop going to restaurants. I had to stop going to bars with friends. I had to stop going other places that were preventing me from working on myself because I just felt like it wasn't the right thing to do. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy going out and socializing with people. But when I have that thought in my head that keeps nagging me, telling me you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, I get overwhelmed and start stressing because I feel like I'm wasting so much time. Yeah, it sounds so cliche, but it's true. What's my purpose in this? To spend time with family and friends? To feel good about myself? Those can be actual purposes, but when it becomes more of a distraction, a sense of procrastination, or a sense of getting away from what you need to do, it just isn't the right way to go about it. I love my family. I love my friends. Nothing in the world could ever replace them, but I have to be selfish in this situation. I have to worry about myself before I worry about anybody else and before I even worry about satisfying anybody else's emotions. So I stopped going out. Since I haven't been out, I've been learning to cook more. I just learned how to cook rice for the first time, which was a plus because I hate cooking. I'm so impatient, and that's one of the critical factors in becoming a great cook. You gotta be patient with it. But now, since I have more time in my house and more time to myself, I'm improving at that. I'm improving in cooking, reading, and being more productive. All of these things are helping me to become a better version of myself, and that's the main goal. And it might come off as being selfish, and technically, that's right, but is selfishness always a bad thing when trying to better yourself for the future? I don't think so. I would rather stay home than go out and spend time with friends right now because I'm just not doing anything that's improving me. Unless it's for the experience, I don't mind staying home at all. Sacrificing phone time. I used to be on my phone for so long that it wasted my whole day. I don't know how time works, but I swear to you, when I'm on my phone, it does not feel like I've been on it for 3 to 4 hours. It's so weird how fast time flies and you're getting entertained, right? I had to stop with that though and lower my phone usage because it was just taking everything up. I couldn't do what I wanted to do without making that sacrifice. And yeah, it doesn't sound like much much at all, but it has been helping me a lot in places like school. I've been applying myself a lot more in class, and I've been participating a lot more. I've just been on this path where I feel like I'm doing everything correctly. And I'm not perfect, I'm not trying to say that, but compared to who I was before, it is a significant improvement. I wouldn't be this person if I didn't reduce my phone time. And it sounds a little bit exaggerating, but it's true. It made it so simple, and every time I was on my phone, I try to be at least well aware of it and do what I had to do, and then just turn it off. I'll keep it on silent as well. I would get on it from here and there, but overall, my phone time has been reducing, and it has been a better improvement for my mental health especially. I have more time to do other things and be more productive too. I'm getting more sleep also. I used to get caught up on social media apps and YouTube that it was hard for me to reassure myself afterwards, and I wasn't too fond of that. I would sometimes forget my purpose or goals as to why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I didn't like that at all because it would just put me in this cycle. But now, lowering my phone usage is making me more productive. It's helping me to become who I want to become, and it's also improving me mentally. So yeah, I decided to put some phone time away because it was becoming harmful to my purpose. Sacrifices have to be made in life if you want to progress. It could be anything. Sacrificing time spent with friends, staying up late, or even eating junk food. For me, letting go of all these things has put me in a position where I at least understand where I'm headed. I don't understand what will happen in the future, but as long as I follow what I believe is right, like my goals, and prioritizing time and effort, I'll be okay. Like, comment, subscribe to your boy, Mike Valentine, a.k.a. Trigger Mike, the one and only. Y'all heard it here first, all right? Y'all be easy and stay beautiful. Peace.